Good morning. There we have the sunrise. It was interesting this morning. I came up through the grass here and my boots got wet immediately. And I just thought I was in Ireland because in the morning, because of the lower temperatures, the grass is very wet with the dew, the morning dew, and now our temperatures are dropping below 60 degrees. So there it is. Look at how tall the grass is growing already in a week. It's amazing. Or maybe, let's say 2 weeks, because 2 weeks ago we probably had the first rain, maybe a little over 2 weeks. So I'm just taking you on our little hike here. So you can see where the options are. There's a sign and marker for the trail. It's indicated as a bicycle trail. There's Migdal. Now we're going to go through here. And then we have to make a big decision if we go right or left. So this is how the stile works, you see, if you've never seen that before. So the cows obviously wouldn't come through here, and yet we can go through. So we go in here and around here. It's amazing. I just got one reason to go to the left. The reason is over there. And I think I'll do that because it's going to be easier than walking with my back to the sunrise. And to go to the right is going to be steeper, which also has its attraction. But I think we're going to be turning around all the time, and because the ground is not an evenly tarred road or a nice path, you know, it's a lot of different features on the path. Also some features that were recently dropped by the cows. So I need to keep my eyes on the path. So we'll walk this way here. We're walking south, more or less paralleling where we walked the last couple of days. Here we have Magdala, right here. The mountains overlooking Lebanon, across towards Syria, the Golan Heights. So I think we're going to have a nice feature this morning over here. Just saw something. I'll leave you wondering. Welcome to Stroll and Chat, people. Sunrise Stroll and Chat. You know, we're doing this since, I'm not sure what the exact date. It'd be interesting to go back and find the exact date, but it was probably in March, maybe in February. Before I used to put up little short videos once or twice a week. And then we went into this daily mode for the Corona period. So now you see why I came over here. At home we always had ways to identify all of the different cows. It was more difficult with the younger cattle, There were more of them, and they didn't have a history of special events. Cows had different calves, and they had different associations. This one's got 2 horns. When I was a child, we started eliminating the horns when they were very young. And because cattle were being fed in more close quarters, so if there was a tension between a couple of them, they could hurt each other very seriously, especially at the silage pits, where they also had to put their heads in between the barrier rails to get the food, so the food would be kept clean and they wouldn't trample it. Then the horns became a big obstacle to getting their head in between the bars. So it became policy to eliminate the horns when they were very young. And here are the caves up here. We were in the one on the right. We haven't been in the one on the left yet. I wonder if we should do that. If we should go up to the cave. Yeah, I see some competition there. Eamon's Daily Thoughts is watching. Who's that guy? Somebody has my name, Eamon. That's okay. There are lots of them. It's a very common name in Ireland. And it's Eamon's Daily Thoughts. So you're welcome, Eamon. If you want to tell us more about yourself, you're welcome. If you have daily thoughts, you must be out there in the market of ideas. So here we are. There are more cattle along here. Here we are at the Sea of Galilee. That's a sign for danger. You don't need to climb up there, okay? We're not going to do that. Nice view of those hills, those mountains. No sign of Mount Hermon today on the Lebanese, Syrian, Israeli border. Completely fogged in. We're seeing the biggest portion of the Sea of Galilee here. It gets narrower to the south, south of Tiberias, which is just here. Oh, I had it zoomed in a little bit, so there you have even a broader view. There you have Tiberias, just in the little promontory that's sticking out here behind the immediate ground. And then you have quite a view now of the Sea of Galilee. Imagine here on this corner, the northwest corner of the Sea of Galilee, you have maybe 70–80% of Jesus' public ministry is recorded. If you put a little flag on every event in the gospel, you'll crowd them all in here. Of course, he went to Mount Tabor, he went up to Caesarea Philippi, he went to Tyre and Sidon, he went to Jerusalem for the pilgrimages, but his public life was here at the Sea of Galilee. That's why the Sea of Galilee is so important for us, because we have so many memories there. You know, there's a famous principle: memory is very important for our identity. Especially the big memories, you know, the big memories. It can work positively or negatively. If we have memories of hurt without redemption of the hurt, of mutually inflicted hurt, even worse, you know, it can leave big wounds. It affects our identity, who we are, who we consider ourselves to be. Here's a cow coming towards us on the path. Let's see how far we can get to encounter this one. And then here, look at this. This was a cow once upon a time. Let's see who's going to steer out the othermost. no, she's just, or I'm not sure if it's a she or a he yet. Let's see. These birds always hang around cows, these big white birds. I wonder why that is, what they're up to. Look at, there's 4 of them over here, there's 5 or 6 of them over there. And I've seen that in other places as well when you go around hiking. See the 2 white birds over there to the left in the center of the screen now. So this one decided to defer to the sunrise stroll and chat and leave us the path. So this is a cow. Howdy there, cow. Maybe we can get a nice picture here. Okay, I didn't get it better for you there with the... Ever since I was a child growing up on the farm, you developed an eye for animals, for cattle. That was our biggest item. We also had sheep. I saw a spot here. I might turn up here. I'm not sure. Let me see. Yeah, we might turn up here, okay? And see if we get up to that cave. Here comes another animal toward us. So, the morning we saw all the wild boar, they went up this little valley here. It's in there. Let's head up here. There's kind of a track that is relatively gentle. And we'll see what we have to find up here. I wonder if I go over here, then we can get to the cave maybe. Well, let's go up here. I don't want you to miss the sunrise either. So with this larger tripod, it's easier for me to show you the sunrise and walk away from the sun. We're gaining now a nice little bit of height here. You see, it's pretty steep. Are you getting tired? You probably shouldn't use that word with all the people in the Americas. They want to go to bed. So I'm not sure if you have looked at the readings already. Hey, that's an idea. What about you guys each day, since you have the readings, when you're in there and you click them open, you can simply look at towards the top of the post that the click takes you in, the daily readings. You see an arrow going to the day before and the day after. So you can get a step ahead of the game and look at the readings before we start. Yesterday we had a lot of different visitors. And we had Armenian Christians and an Armenian priest who serves actually in Jerusalem and in Jordan. And yesterday evening from here he was on his way to Ramallah to meet the Armenian Christians there. And they asked us for a lot of prayers for Armenia because of the effort to stabilize a solution for the recent conflict with Azerbaijan. There's a tremendously deep split inside the Armenian community over acceptance or not of the political solution that the government seems to incline to want or to accept, forced to accept. And obviously there are many historical motivations and many political outlooks that differ, and sometimes there's very deep passion involved. And it just reminds me of the history we have in Ireland, where we had, after the agreement by the leadership to accept a division of Ireland in the early 1920s, it led to a civil war, which was horrible and left very deep scars. Even when I was a child, it wasn't talked about. It was a very difficult subject. Families, even families within families, that were very divided over the solution. And there was a lot of violence and a lot of internal strife. And so we want to pray today and these days for Armenia. So I'm going along here, people, just so you realize where I'm going. So this is our terrain. I'm up here now, way above the cattle. And then we had a visitor from Gaza, Father Gabriel, who serves as parish priest in Gaza. A very interesting conversation. And he is from Argentina. He belongs to a community of the incarnate word. You know, we often talk about the incarnation. And obviously that community in its early days were very deeply engrossed in the contemplation of the love of God poured out in the incarnation. And they called themselves after the word incarnate, missionaries of the word incarnate. So he had a lot to tell us, to speak about his experience there. There are 132 Catholics there. The two times I went to Gaza about 10 to 9 years ago, there were 137. So it has dropped just a couple. And there are a lot, there are about 1,300 Christians altogether, mostly Orthodox Christians in Gaza. Let's look at this bush here as we go by. It's packed with thorns, little thorns. It's a whole mesh. And then this other one here right in front of us, where we were looking now, is also a thorny bush, very, very thorny. To look closely at some of the thorns. They're very sharp, not nice. So we're up high here on this ledge here. And then there are 2.2 million people in Gaza, and there's just over 1,300 Christians. Oh wow, I see some daylight through the rock up here, so it's not a closed cave with just one side open. It seems like it has two sides open. And then we had a number of Israelis coming in. A group of students came, university students. So it was a very interesting day. Wow, look at this cave. Didn't realize it was open on both sides. So this is a drive-through cave. There's somebody coming in here, at least a shadow. Hey, this is something else, and it's a pretty big one. Let's explore this. But let's look around, see the sun. There we go. And we're pretty high up. It's almost straight down here, look. I hope you don't get vertigo. We're not very far away, just maybe 200 yards from the road, and we're pretty high up above it. So let's go in and explore this cave. I'm going to bring you in this way so you don't miss the sun. Wow. Actually, I'm going to have to do it the other way because otherwise you won't see much. Well, we can do it both ways. We can come in. Oh, look at that picture, people. Look at that picture. Look at that picture. Come on, son, there we are. It's like a perfect doorway. Now it's about, let me see, I can almost span it with my hands if I had them open, but I have the, well, I can set up I'll set up the tripod here. Let me do this. I just got entangled with my cable here. Sorry about that. Hey, thank you for bringing me up here this morning. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here, probably. Look at that picture there, people. Ain't that something nice? And then you can see the wall of the cave here. And the roof, it's very comfortable for me. I can lift up my hand and touch the top. So it's a little over 2 meters high, or quite a bit over 2 meters. Some parts 2.5, maybe almost 3. Now we're going out on the northern side of the cave. Northwestern side. So, isn't that amazing? Let's look back the other way. So here you see it. So now we have done 2 of our neighbors' caves. We claimed that other cave there in our first cave visit up here. We called it our cave, and then we have the neighbors' caves. See the sunlight coming into the cave there. So either we have the sunlight on the lake or we see the cave. Here you can see a little bit of both. We have a nice steep ledge here. So in bygone ages, this would have been a nice defensive position. And let's look around the corner here. What do we have? Actually, we have the first flower I see coming in the new spring, which is already in November. 2 flowers, 3 flowers. Look at them. We'll have to come back to see how they do later on. Oh, come on, phone. The phone is rotating on me. You're not supposed to rotate, phone. Let's get down and see the flower. Look at that. Wait till you see in the springtime when Mount Arbel is one carpet of flowers. And then there's another one over here. Look at that. And then there's another one right here. That's a delight. Okay, I just found our other cave, so I could have come around here the last time I was here. Didn't realize the neighbors were so connected. So look here. Here's the other cave. We were in this cave already. And then our first cave was over here, our cave. Our cave is right here, and these rocks just on the bottom. I can't show it to you from here, people, but just there in the center of the screen, on the facing the lake. So I didn't realize we could get around here so easily. So let's get back to our neighbors, our new neighbor's cave. If you want to move in, people, let me know. I talk to the neighbors. Maybe they have a place for your hammock or your little stretcher, whatever you call it, the little padding. So I think this is going to be our position here. And we didn't get to the scriptures too much today that are very, very strong. So I encourage you to do that. And you have the links. And it's a big emphasis on love. And who is my neighbor? The one in the cave near me. The one that's hurting. You know, we had that with the Good Samaritan. And then we have the gospel text is very powerful about being prepared. We do not know the day or the hour. Our life is here provisional. We're on a path. We're on a climb. We're on a walk forward. Each day we get up, we go forward. And we do all we are called to do today because we don't know when our day is going to be complete and the Lord will call us for eternal life. People, it's been a joy to be here with you this morning at the Sea of Galilee. And I just want to greet you with all my heart and say thank you for being with us, experiencing the delight of God's creation here and opening our hearts for His Word. And wishing you many blessings for today. See you later, alligator.